2 years ago, most people had used exactly one AI. Today, there are dozens, each with a different brain, a different personality, and a different thing it's best at. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, and a wave of others are quietly competing for the same job, to think for you. In the next 15 minutes, we'll break down every major AI model, who makes it, what it's good at, and which one you should actually use. Let's decode them. First, what even is an AI model? At its core, it's a giant prediction machine. It was trained by reading a huge slice of the internet, books, code, conversations, and learning the patterns of how words and ideas connect. When you type a prompt, it doesn't look up an answer. It predicts, one piece at a time, the most likely next word. The large language model, or LLM, is the type behind every chatbot. Their power comes from scale, more data, more computing, and billions of internal settings called parameters. Before the names, one big divide. Some models are closed, locked inside a company's servers, where you rent access through an app or an API. Others are open weight. The company releases the actual model so anyone can download it, run it privately, and even modify it. Closed models are usually the most powerful and polished. Open models are free, private, and customizable. Almost everything you'll see falls into one of these two camps. Let's start with the one that started the boom. OpenAI's GPT family, the engine inside ChatGPT. GPT made AI mainstream, and the latest, GPT-5. 5, from April 2026, is a true generalist, strong at writing, coding, images, and reasoning, all in one. It's the default choice for most people because it does almost everything well, with the biggest ecosystem of apps around it. If the others are specialists, GPT is the dependable all-rounder everyone else is measured against. Next, Anthropic's Claude. Claude built its reputation on two things: careful, nuanced reasoning, and being the favorite of programmers. Developers consistently rank it among the best at writing and understanding large, complex code bases. And it's known for a thoughtful, safety-focused style. The latest, Claude Opus 4.8 from May 2026, leads many deep reasoning tests. Anthropic pushes capabilities so hard that in June 2026, US authorities briefly forced its most advanced models, Fable 5 and Mythos, offline over a safety and national security concern. A first for the industry. If GPT is the all-rounder, Claude is the careful expert you hand the hardest problems. Then there's Google's Gemini. Its superpower is twofold. First, it's natively multimodal, built from the ground up to handle text, images, audio, and video together. Second, it has an enormous memory, able to read millions of words at once, so you can feed it entire books. And because it's Google, it plugs straight into Search, Android, and Workspace. The Gemini 3 generation, with its fast flash versions, offers some of the best price to performance in the business. From Elon Musk's XAI comes Grok. Its big differentiator is real-time access to the fire hose of posts on X, giving it an up-to-the-minute pulse on the news and a deliberately more unfiltered personality. Grok 4 has topped some of the hardest frontier knowledge benchmarks, a serious tool for cutting-edge questions, not just a chatbot with attitude. Now the disruptor, DeepSeek from China. DeepSeek stunned the industry by matching top Western models at a tiny fraction of the cost. Its latest versions run for a few cents per million words and reportedly train on non-NVIDIA chips entirely. It's also open, so anyone can use it freely. DeepSeek proved that frontier-level AI doesn't have to be locked behind the most expensive hardware on Earth. If OpenAI has a flag bearer, it's Meta's Llama. Meta gives Llama away for free as open weights, and that seeded an entire ecosystem. Thousands of custom models built on top of it. Llama is why so much private, on-device, and startup AI even exists. It's the backbone of the open-source AI world. Two more open heavyweights deserve a mention. Both from China, Alibaba's Qwen and ZAI's GLM have quietly climbed to the top of the open model rankings, often matching the big names while staying free to download. They're especially strong at coding and multiple languages. If you want frontier capability without paying a subscription, these are increasingly the models power users reach for. Here's a shift that changed everything. Reasoning models. Older AIs answered instantly, blurting the first thing that came to mind. Reasoning models instead think before they speak. They work through a problem step by step, internally, sometimes for minutes, before giving an answer. This makes them dramatically better at math, logic, science, and coding. Almost every major lab now has a thinking version, and it's why today's AI can solve problems that stumped it just a year ago. AI isn't just words. Image models turn text into pictures. Midjourney is famous for its stunning, artistic look. OpenAI's and Google's image tools, like the Nano Banana family, are prized for following instructions precisely and even writing readable text in images. And Stable Diffusion is the open one you can run yourself. Under the hood, most of these are diffusion models. They start with pure noise and sculpt it into an image, step by step, guided by your words. The newest frontier is video. Models like OpenAI's Sora, Google's Veo, and Kling can generate realistic moving footage from a single sentence or bring a still image to life. A year ago, this was a blurry novelty. Now it's good enough for real ads and explainer videos. This is the fastest moving corner of the entire field. There's a whole audio side too. Voice models, like 11 Labs, can clone or generate human-sounding narration in any language, the kind that probably voices half the videos you watch. Music models like Suno write full songs from a text description. Speech-to-text models transcribe meetings in real time. Audio was the quiet revolution, and it's why a single creator can now sound like an entire studio. So who's winning, open or closed? Closed models from OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google still hold the absolute frontier on the very hardest tasks. But open models from DeepSeek, Meta, and Alibaba are catching up fast, at a fraction of the price, and you can run them privately. The gap that was once a year wide is now measured in months. You'll hear models compared with benchmarks, standardized exams for AI, covering math, coding, science, and reasoning. Leaderboards rank them by intelligence, speed, and cost. But here's the catch. Benchmarks don't always match real life. A model that tops a chart can still feel worse for your specific task. The best benchmark is your own. Try 2 or 3 on the work you actually do. So which should you actually use? For everyday all-round use, GPT or Gemini. For serious coding and careful reasoning, Claude. For the latest news and a bit of edge, Grok. For free, private, or low cost, an open model like DeepSeek, Llama, or Qwen. For images, Midjourney, or a Nano Banana model. For video, Sora, Veo, or Kling. Don't marry one. The smart move in 2026 is to keep 2 or 3 open and use each for what it's best at. Where is all this going? 3 directions. Models are becoming agents, not just answering, but taking actions for you, using tools and computers on their own. They're getting cheaper and smaller, with frontier power soon running on your phone. And they're merging. One model that sees, hears, speaks, and reasons together. The race isn't about a single winner anymore. It's about AI quietly becoming the layer underneath everything you do. So that's the map. GPT, the all-rounder. Claude, the careful coder. Gemini, the multimodal memory. Grok, the real-time edge. DeepSeek, the cheap disruptor. Llama, Qwen, and GLM, the open backbone. Plus the image, video, and voice models reshaping creativity. If this cleared up the chaos, subscribe. There's a whole series of these breakdowns. See you in the next one.